Good morning everyone. I hope students you have completed all the chapters properly and you have taken your exams properly. Fine. So today we are starting our post midterm syllabus and we are proceeding with chapter number 16, depreciation. Okay. So first you have to understand the meaning of depreciation. Depreciation is what? Depreciation is the amount by which we can show the reduction in the value of assets. Which assets? These are the fixed assets. Fixed assets like your land and building, plant and machinery, vehicles are there. Fine. So these kind of assets which are fixed nature, because of their use and certain other factors are working, other reasons are there. Because of these reasons, the value of these fixed assets reduces with the passes of time. Right? So gradually reduction in the value of assets is termed as depreciation. Right? So this chapter we are going to start. So first we have to understand its definition. Students, various definitions are given in the book, so at least one definition you must learn. Well, I am reading one of the definitions for you. That's depreciation is the gradual and permanent decrease in the value of an asset from any cause. From any cause means the different reasons are there. Okay, so very soon we will study these reasons also. So due to any of these reasons, if the value of your fixed assets is decreasing day by day, means gradual reduction in the value. Okay, so that is termed as depreciation. Fine. So you should learn any of the definition which is convenient to you to learn. Alright. Now we will talk about the features. Well, here we have taken features, or you can say the characteristics of depreciation. Well, the first one is depreciation is decline in the value of fixed assets. That's the same thing which we have discussed in the definition. This is decline in the value of fixed assets. Fixed assets की value में कमी हो रही है. Okay. Second point is telling that such fall is of a permanent nature. Students, once the value has reduced, so that's not going to increase now. Your plant and machinery is old now, so the value has decreased, right? Your vehicle you are using, this has turned to old, now its value won't increase, okay? So such fall is of a permanent nature. Once the value of an asset is reduced due to depreciation, it can't be restored to its original cost. Fine. Third one is telling that depreciation is a gradual and continuous process of reduction in its value that we have discussed. Next, it is talking about depreciation is not the process of valuation of assets. That you will study in 12th standard how to value the assets, right? So this is not the process of valuation of the assets. This is just the process where we reduce the value. We find the reduction in the value of the assets. Next, it is telling it decreases only the book value of its assets. Book value is the amount which we have mentioned in your books of account. Okay, so the book value is reducing. Next is the term depreciation is used only in respect of tangible fixed assets. Tangible, I think you are clear with the term of tangible and intangible. Tangible is that which you can see and touch. These are the assets which can be seen and touched. Intangible which you can't see and touch. So depreciation is used, this term is used only in case of tangible assets. Well, next one is, it is a non-cash expenses. Cash expenses is that which you do in cash, means you are making payment, you are paying that expenses in cash or through the check you are paying. But this is non-cash, means you don't have to pay anything. But this is termed as an expenses because here the value of your asset is decreasing. Alright. So these were the features of depreciation. Now we will talk about the causes of depreciation. What are the causes? Reasons kya hai iske? So we were talking about the causes of depreciation. As we know, the different reasons can be there. So the first one is by constant use. Well, students, if you are using something constantly, continuously you are using something, you are using your car on the daily basis, or you are using machinery, so definitely that gets old. Wear and tear is there. So that's value decreases day by day. Okay. Another one is by expiry of time. when the time period expires, we have the estimated useful life of certain assets, okay? That has been decided by the government that your vehicle will work for 15 years properly, and after that, that's value became nil in the in your insurance policy and at certain other places. In the same way, your machinery, when you purchases the machinery, so the estimated life has been decided that this machinery will run smoothly till this much years. Okay. So it's telling the value of majority of assets decreases with the passes of time, even if they are not being put to use in the business. Natural forces such as rain, winds, weather, etc. contribute to the deterioration of their value. Well, these factors also contribute in the reduction of the value of the assets. Alright, students? Now the next reason is by expiry of legal rights. Certain assets are of this nature that the law has decided the limit. Okay, if that limit exceeds, so the value becomes nil, like your minings and all that. For how long, for how many years you have taken your mines on the lease. If your lease period has been over, so there is no value of that. So let's see. There are certain assets which have a definite span of life, such as lease. For example, if a lease has been obtained for 20 years for rupees 5 lakh, and it will lose 1/20th, means 25,000 every year, its value is reducing. Okay, so at the time, means when 20 years has been completed, so its value will become nil. Have you understood that? 5 lakh rupees and 20 years lease. So every year 25,000 rupees we are utilizing, means we are writing off in our books of account. So its value is reducing by 25,000 every year. So at 20th year, its value will become nil. So this is telling by expiry of legal rights. You had a legal right over there. Next one is by obsolescence. Quite often, due to new inventions and improved technology, the old assets become obsolete. Obsolescence or obsolete means outdated. The things became outdated. When new technology comes in the market, when a new computer, new mobile is launched, so everyone going for the new one and the old one is outdated. So its value reduces. Maybe you have purchased it 2 months back, but when you have you have purchased the latest technology, right, the mobile which is having the latest technology, or your laptop, so the old one, its value reduces. Fine. Next one is telling by accident. If your vehicle or your machinery met with an accident and it breakdown is in your assets, so its value reduces because its effectiveness reduces. So sometime a machine may be destroyed due to fire, earthquake, flood, etc., or a vehicle may be damaged due to accident. So that's very, very clear. Obviously, its value will reduce. Okay. So next one is by depletion. Depletion is the thing which you use for the different kind of assets. Depletion is the decrease in the value of wasting assets such as mines, oil well, etc., due to their constant working. Depletion generally we use for the wasting assets. Wasting assets means with the passes of time their value reduces. If you take out something, if you extract and take out certain things, so value reduces. Like if you have mines have a value because these are having some natural some resources are there, coal mines are there, gold mine is there. So if you extract the whole gold from there, so there is no value of that mine, right? If you have extracted the whole coal from there, so it's not having any value. So its value is there by the time it is having all the minerals and everything for which you have purchased it. Like your oil well is there, they'll be going. If you have extracted the whole oil from these wells, so there is no value, right? So here we don't use the term depreciation for wasting assets, we use the term depletion for this, so that you should remember. Next we have by permanent fall in market price. Well, though the fluctuations in the market of fixed assets are not recorded, because such assets are not meant for the resale but for use in the business, sometimes fall in the value of certain fixed assets is treated as depreciation, such as permanent fall in the value of investment. When continuously the investment, the market price of something is reducing, right? So like your investment is there. So here also we don't use the term depreciation, but this is one of the cause of reduction in the value of these investments. All right. Well, students, these were a few reasons of depreciation, and this I have explained in between that for each and every term, for each and every assets, we don't use the term depreciation. For certain things, we use depletion, okay, amortization also we use, very soon we will study, okay. Now, our next topic is need, importance, or objectives of depreciation. What is the requirement to calculate this depreciation? What is the importance or objective, you can say? Well, it is required. It's important to calculate the depreciation for ascertaining the true profit or loss. Students, as you know, we have to find out the profit and loss of the business, right? Every year, at the end of this year, we have to prepare the financial statements, we have to prepare the trading account, P&L account, and balance sheet. So how these things has been prepared? How these things, like how do you find out the accurate net profit? When you have shown the correct picture of your business, right? All the transactions are correct, no manipulation is done, only then you can find out your correct profit and loss, okay? So depreciation is also one of the expenses which you have to show in your P&L, okay? But if you don't calculate the depreciation, if you don't show the depreciation in P&L, so will you be able to find out the correct profit? No. Here your expenses, you are showing less expenses, and due to less expenses, your profit will increase, okay? Your profit increases, so you have to pay extra income tax on that. So this point will also come later, okay? So for ascertaining the true profit or loss, it is necessary to calculate this. Next, it is telling for showing the true and fair view of your financial position. This is also related to this only. Well, in the first point, I have talked about calculating the true profit and loss, correct profit and loss. Now, you have to show your position also. Position statement is shown by your balance sheet. So, how can you show the true and fair picture of your business, true and fair state of your business? Only when you have calculated your profit and losses correctly. Second thing, how much assets you are showing in the balance sheet. Students, we know that when you prepare the balance sheet, we have discussed many times. This is your balance sheet, this is your liability side, and this is your asset side. And we show that land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixture, these kind of things we show there. Okay? So at what price you are showing, that matters. Suppose the land and building, its value was 2 lakh rupees. So next year, will that be in the 2 lakh? No, that won't show the right thing, because depreciation you have to charge on that. So you have to charge the depreciation on all these things. So if you want to show your true and fair state of your business, so that is must to provide the depreciation. Okay. So next we have, this is to ascertain the accurate cost of production. Students, cost of production, this comes in your costing. Well, this subject comes in your chartered accountancy, not in your 10+2, okay? So, accurate cost of production, how the prices has been decided in the market. You find certain, when you go to buy something, so you have to pay the price. So, how these prices has been decided by the company, that is a part of your costing, okay? So, to ascertain the accurate cost of production में आप क्या add करेंगे? You add your margin, means profit, and then comes the sales price, which you have to. So, cost of production, it's very important in that, What price you have to decide, means this is the total expenses. As we have discussed, depreciation is also one of the expenses. You are using your machineries. When you do the production work, a lot of machineries has been used. Wear and tear is there, right? So, expenses you have to do. So, these expenses also we have to show. And when you show these expenses, so your cost increases. The cost of any particular item increases. So this is very, very helpful to decide the cost of production, and then you add margin in that, and that becomes your sales price. Okay. Next is to provide funds for replacement of assets. Replacement of assets. We know that I'm using particular plant and machinery and its value was 1 lakh, and I know that this will work for 5 years only. I know that after 5 years I have to purchase another plant and machinery, and I need 1 lakh rupees once again. Okay. So this depreciation, this helps you to arrange the funds for your new machinery. While doing the practicals, we'll find that we have the different methods of calculating the depreciation, and we provide the provisions on that. Provision for depreciation, right? So we make the provision for purchasing the machinery well in advance. So it's telling that depreciation though debited to P&L account is not paid in cash like other expenses, hence the amount of depreciation is retained in the business and is used for the replacement of fixed assets after the expiry of their estimated span of life. Right, students? I know that after 5 years, as you know that we don't have to pay in cash, but we make a provision, and I can purchase the machinery after 5 years with the help of these provisions of your depreciation. Okay. Next point, we have to prevent the distribution of profits out of capital. To prevent the distribution of profit out of capital. Students, we do the expenses from the profits and all. जो भी हमारी income है, जो भी हमारा revenue है, उससे हम expenses करते हैं. But if you don't calculate the depreciation properly, sometime your capital has been used for that purpose, which is extremely very wrong practice, right? That adversely affects on the company. If the depreciation is not charged, the profit shown by the P&L account will be in excess of the actual profits. Such an excess profit may be wholly withdrawn by the proprietor or may be distributed among the shareholders as dividend. Hence, the amount of dividend distributed will also include the amount of depreciation, which is actually a part of capital. Have you understood? What happens to this? When you prepare your profit and loss account, here we have an income side and here we have expenses. If you don't show the depreciation, although you will not understand because still you didn't practice your trading and P&L. So if we don't show the depreciation, so the profit, excess profit has been distributed, and that profit can be withdrawn by the proprietor and can be distributed as dividend in case of company. Okay, so in fact your capital has been distributed. You have used your capital, not the profit, because you didn't have the profit, right? You didn't have that much profit. Okay. So next we have for avoiding overpayment of income tax. So this point we have already discussed in the previous points. Okay, when you don't show the expenses, so your income increases. Okay, income increases, that means more income tax you have to pay. Next point is your other objectives. If the depreciation is not charged, the net profit shown by the P&L account will exceed the actual profits. That's very clear. If you don't charge the depreciation, so excess profit will be shown, and because of that, the people, they become careless and they find that company is having more profit, but it is not there. In fact, it is not more profit because you didn't reduce the depreciation out of that. So false representation of your accounting statement is done. All right. Students, these were the need, importance or objectives of depreciation. Because of these reasons, it is required to prepare. Okay, it is required to calculate the depreciation and to show it properly. And the last theory topic is your factors determining the amount of depreciation. Means which factors decide the depreciation, determines the depreciation. Well, we have 3 points in that. The first one is total cost of the assets, estimated useful life of the assets, and then estimated scrap value, right? All these 3 points should be clear. This is your cost. Second one, estimated useful life. And third one is estimated scrap value. All these 3 points should be clear. Total cost of the assets. The cost of a fixed assets is determined after adding all expenses incurred for bringing the assets to useful condition, such as freight, transit, insurance and installation cost, etc. So we were talking about the total cost of the assets. Students, while doing the journal entry, you must have done, when we purchase the machinery, the journal entry is machinery account debit to cash. And if you have paid some freight or some cartage while purchasing the machinery, now the entry of this cartage is machinery account debit to cash, right? Installation charges are there, that is also added in the machinery, that is machinery account debit to cash. So it's telling that you have to find out the accurate cost of the machinery, accurate cost of the assets, only then we can find out the accurate depreciation. Alright, so the first point tells total cost, means the cost of purchasing your fixed assets plus freight, carriage, invert, and if we have installation charges, so that must be added in that. Second one is estimated useful life of the assets. Well, that we have taught students estimated useful life. At the time of purchase, we decide that this assets will work efficiently for how many years. So that has been decided. Okay. Suppose you have purchased one machinery and they tell that this will work for 15 years. So let us find out. 15,000 is the value of one assets, and it's telling that this will work for 5 years. Suppose. Okay, so that should be divided by 5. So simply the depreciation is 3,000 per year, per annum. Alright, so that way it is useful. Next one is your estimated scrap value. Students, sometime some assets are there, after their destruction, after their complete exhaustion, still some value is remained. Maybe this is of iron or anything else, or the scrap, scrap material can be sold out and we can realize certain amount. Okay, so we have to, estimated scrap values for calculating the accurate amount of depreciation. Okay, so it's telling that it is estimated sale price of the assets at the end of its useful life. It is also known as residual value or breakup value or the scrap value. For example, a machine is purchased for 60,000 and 4,000 are spent on its freight and all that. So let me take this example to make you understand how we calculate the depreciation properly. The example they have taken, they have purchased one machinery at the price of 60,000 and 4,000 they have spent on its freight charges and all. Okay, and 1,000 for installation they have taken. Alright, and further it is telling that scrap value is 8,000. Scrap value is 8,000 and estimated life is 10 years. Okay, so how to calculate the depreciation on that? That's very, very clear. This is cost. 60,000 is the purchase price. This is freight and this is installation charges. Total cost is your 65,000, right? And the scrap value we have calculated, we have estimated that when its value becomes, after completing, after using this machine completely, when the estimated life gets over, so still 8,000 rupees we can realize from its waste. Okay, so scrap value 8,000 and estimated life is 10 years. So this 65,000 is the cost and 8,000 we will recover from its scrap. Okay, so what comes? This comes 57,000. Okay, and this will be divided by estimated life of the machinery, that's 10. So this is 5,700. 5,700 is the value of depreciation. This is annual depreciation which will be charged on the machine. Is that clear, students? I hope you have understood what we are talking about the depreciation, the basics of the depreciation, okay? And tomorrow onwards we will start the various methods of the depreciation and its practical portion we will start. Thank you so much.